This is Hidden Killers with Tony Bruschi.
An Indiana father's date turned into a deadly ambush when two teenagers allegedly conspired to rob and murder him, authorities say. The victim, 25-year-old Jarrell Pryor, was shot and killed after midnight on January 25th when meeting 19-year-old Alexis Hawkins, who investigators claim lured him into a trap. According to an arrest affidavit, Hawkins was allegedly messaging her boyfriend, 18-year-old Brian Winston Jr., on Instagram at the same time she was arranging a date with Pryor. After meeting with Pryor, Hawkins reportedly kept Winston informed, and Winston is accused of fatally shooting Pryor while he sat in his car, leaving the young father dead at the scene. Police determined Pryor and Hawkins were on a date based on Instagram messages between the two. We're on a date based on Instagram messages between the two. I don't know what that means.
I'm going to guess they had we're
on a date. Oh, there should be a comma. Yeah. On a date based on Instagram messages between the two.
Yeah, so they looked at the messages between them, and that's how they figured out.
I was looking at date-based and thinking it was like combined.
Like that should be hyphenated.
Yes. Yeah. However, officials say that Hawkins sent additional messages on the same platform to coordinate the robbery, which ended in Pryor's murder. A subsequent search of Hawkins' Instagram account revealed that she also conducted multiple online searches related to local news and shootings near Keystone shortly after the incident. Investigators say Hawkins sent out messages to several people seeking a ride from a location near the shooting around the time it occurred. When police interviewed her on February 6, she reportedly claimed to have no memory of the night Pryor was killed, emphasizing that no weapon could be linked to her. Officers further questioned Hawkins about the message in which she allegedly mentioned making a play, and she reportedly ended the interview and asked for a lawyer. She was arrested in February on charges of murder and robbery resulting in serious bodily injury. She's back in court on May 19th. Winston, who faces charges including murder, felony murder, and robbery resulting in a serious bodily injury, appeared in court on April 15th and is also set for May 19th of the hearing. Both he and Hawkins remain in the Marion County Jail without bond. Family and friends of Pryor recall him as a dedicated father, and his young daughter, Honey, noting that he avoided trouble before his life was cut short on the night of the alleged ambush. Don't go to people's homes on first dates. This is another one of
those stories that makes me think, how many other times have they done this?
Yeah.
Is this the first time? Like, hey, I got an idea. I'll set up a date with somebody. Let's rob him. Mm-hmm. That to me is just...
And how far have they gone in the past? Has it been murder or has it just been robbery?
And the other thing that kind of surprises me, if this was their MO just to set up this guy to rob him, and then I guess it got out of control, or was that the intention the whole time? I don't know. Or do they even care? But it's like, this is a 26-year-old dad. You know, my guess is he doesn't have a ton of money. Mm-hmm. You know, it seems like they'd be setting up some kind of sugar daddy guy.
Yeah.
And robbing him. But, you know, sometimes I remember years ago, I got my house broken into and they stole something I thought was kind of odd. I don't remember what it was. And they said, because they could sell that really fast. So they weren't looking for huge amounts of money. They were okay just the equivalent of $100. That was a lot of money to them.
It was your Night Ranger autographed bra.
That I got after a night we're not going to talk about.
Yeah, after a night with Night Ranger. Like nobody even knows the group we're talking about.
Oh, that cracked me
What the
up.
hell was the Night Rangers? What was Night Ranger's song?
Oh, they had maybe one or two really big ones. Night Ranger hit songs. Let's see. Sister Christian.
Sister Christian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that song's about.
Or no, was that the one? Was it?
That was the hit.
Wait, was it that one?
Was there another one that they had a hit song on?
Was that a different? Let's see. I don't remember. I'm looking, none of these are ringing a bell. I think Sister Christian might have been somebody else.
No, that's Night Ranger.
Is it them? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but anyway, this couple, um, at 18 and 19 years old, I go get a frickin' job.
Yeah.
Like this guy is just, people use dating apps and Instagram and all the time to meet people.
And
I
to
don't
rob
find
people.
anything wrong.
Yeah.
I don't find anything wrong with that.
No.
But, this guy is just looking for someone to go out with, maybe start a relationship.
Yeah.
He meets this woman who the whole time she's out with him is texting the other guy. So he probably knows where they're at, where they're going, what they're doing.
And
so he
that's
can go up and ambush him.
And that's the, young and dumb. And it's probably an easy ploy for a woman to lure a man to their home. If it's like, yeah, come on over here. And the guy, despite good reservation, if she's attractive and you're attracted to her and she's talking kind of like, oh, maybe something's going to go on here. A lot of guys are going to go with not thinking with their brain. And they're going to go with, I'll show up anywhere.
Absolutely.
And then, that's why that's why you got to start somewhere public and you got to vet it and at least make sure that it's not. I have friends that, in the dating world that, I had one friend was pretty much a man whore, who all the time, it was scary. These women, it's like, yeah, we were talking and then she invited me over to her house and I went over and it's like, what the fuck is this woman thinking? Like, she doesn't even know you. Like, I know he's not like, he wasn't a killer or anything. He was a womanizer, but
you don't know that.
But you don't know that. And it's just like, you're inviting this guy over who, and I think a lot of people would consider he was attractive. But it works both ways. If the thinking with your brain when you're really wanting to have sex with somebody, it outweighs logical thinking, and predators rely on that. And it's not just men who are predators. It's women who can be predators very easily in this arena. And it happens a lot. I think it happens more than we're even aware. Not that the men die, but the men get robbed or something happens. And what guy is going to go fucking report that? I hired the sex worker, if it's that, or even if it is a date that you thought you were going on, it's a pride thing with a lot of guys where they're like, I'm not going to say I was set up here and this woman robbed me. I think a lot of men would not report it. In that sort of setting, I don't think there's any shame in it whatsoever. I mean, there should be no shame in it anyway, but you also probably shouldn't be hiring sex workers too. And I think that's where these sort of things happen quite frequently. And no one is the wiser.
And in his case, he's still in his car.
Yeah.
So she totally set it all up.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is maybe then they're someplace and the guy comes running up to carjack them, or this poor guy wouldn't know what's going on.
Sure. Probably no idea.
Him. And maybe, he reacted in a way and then this guy shot him. I don't know if that was the intention.
I bet he never was able to connect the dots and even knew what the hell was going on. He probably thought it was some third party just getting carjacked or robbed or whatever when he initially felt this coming up. If he did, I don't know if it was just like he got shot and dead. You never even see who's coming at you. I don't know.
Well, and she has already thought of her defense when, the cops are questioning her and she's like, I don't got no fingerprints on anything. You can't connect a weapon to me. Yeah,
it's always fun when the first thing is, you ain't going to find that. Like, that pretty much indicates guilt right there.
But you also like, I forgot about my digital trail.
Yeah.
Connecting me to this guy and that guy. Like, it's just so stupid. Like, go get a damn job.
Yeah, completely.
And, this is a guy just trying to be a good person and raise a kid. And these people are the ones who are still alive. It's just not even fair. And I hope they're gone for a long time. I hope they're both in jail for a long time.
I sure would hope so. I'm trying to find images here. I'm just gonna do this because I'm always curious. Like, what do these folks look like?
Mm-hmm. She does not look friendly.
I think
she doesn't have a friendly vibe about her at all.
I went to the wrong case. Okay, let me. Here we go.
But it is interesting to me that they seem to kind of ambush him, but they caught them so quickly. And then with her in the area, her phone's pinging to where this happened. Mm-hmm. So they must have jumped in immediately and started looking at his phone.
Yeah, I'm thinking so. Yeah, she doesn't look like the most friendly of people.
She's not friendly looking at all. She does not seem approachable.
Yeah, not something who, if I was at the grocery store and I'm like, do you know where the cottage cheese is? I don't think I would ask this person.
Don't kill me, but...
There they are.
Maybe if she's smiling, she might look friendlier.
Yeah, and maybe, I think I'm finding, I think there's some other photos here that I'm coming across that she looks a little more friendly. But, no. There's something very broken in you if this is how you're operating.
Very broken. Yep.
And I this is one too where it's like there's no fixing this. They got to go away forever. They just have to go away forever. Because
makes me think if they weren't just sitting around and came up with this idea before she went out with this guy. This makes me think it's something they had done before, and it worked. Let's do it again. I wonder
if any other men are going to come forward and say, hey, I didn't die, but this happened to me with them.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wonder. Or if you have a lot of men sitting on the sideline going, shit, that was close. Like, I could have been dead. Considering they went that far with this guy. And why did they go that far with this guy? I guess that's the other question. If you're going to rob somebody, rob somebody. But you're putting your whole operation of robbing people and getting money in jeopardy if you're going to add a murder to the situation. It's already rather questionable when you're robbing someone. That can certainly get you put away. But you're adding another layer to this. Why? Did he know too much? Did he see too much? Did he, was there, I'm going to guess maybe that where they thought, oh, he can turn us in. He's going to know too much here.
That could be it. It just seems like the plan was this guy ambushes him out of nowhere and she's keeping him up to date on where they're at. Yeah. It's kind of how it sounds. So something went wrong in that plan.
Yeah. And it's always true, too, when you try and analyze this sort of stuff. It's like, it's not going to make the logical sense. It's not going to make, well, here's what you would do if you were doing this with any sort of intelligence, because they don't possess that part. The intelligence part is missing.
Mm-hmm. Even the other day I was at the drive-through ATM getting some cash. Mm-hmm. And a car's behind me, and I'm not thinking anything about it. I might be doing these shows with you that all of a sudden I'm like, that car behind me could ram me, and they could run up and steal my money, and they could be gone. And you wouldn't even somebody could just be watching you, and they could run up out of the blue, steal your money, and they're gone.
Yeah.
Or it could be I thought of that because I recently caught a guy breaking into my car. In the act.
Yeah. So you're a little more vigilant on it at this moment in time.
But I walked up and I'm like, it was weird because I wanted to be indignant. But instead I just said, is there something you're looking for? I don't know why that came out of my mouth.
And then
just looked at me like something on a cartoon, like.
Well, if you're going to come up on somebody robbing you, that's a better one, I think, than what the hell are you doing? Because you're going to get more of a reactionary response. And if he has a weapon, you might get the boom, boom. But if you're like,
true,
can I help you? That's kind of disarming.
My reaction, it was like his school teacher from his younger days. walked up and was very disappointed in him.
You de-escalated the situation right away. So I'd say that's good, because then he didn't know what to do and he just ran rather than.
Yeah, and he just had a handful of my stuff. He just dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very good about locking my car, very good about it. But I just was running back in someplace just like for 1 minute back out, and I didn't even think about locking my car.
Yeah.
In that 2 minutes I'm gone, they saw the opportunity.
You're like, is there anything else you'd like? Do you want to get the little pine tree smelly thing hanging? Would you like that too?
Yes, would you like the St. Christopher medallion?
Yeah.
You might need it more than I do.
Yeah. You want to check the trunk too? I mean, we might have some stuff in there that you could use. Just be like really friendly about it.
Here's a pair of mittens.
Yeah. Can I get your number? Because I might have some more stuff at the house. And I'm going to park over here at the Quick Trip at 10 o'clock tonight. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to get some dill pickle flamin' hot Cheetos, which are amazing, by the way. And
a $5 bill.
Yep. And just know I'm going to get those, and then I'm going to make myself a coffee, and I'm going to put a lot of cream and sugar. So you got a little extra time there. So I'd estimate if you're tight on time and you're watching me, you probably got a good 5 minutes of straight robbery action dedicated to you tonight at 10 o'clock at the corner at the Quick Trip at Kellogg and Edgemore.
Good luck finding something in my car, because there ain't shit in it.
Exactly. Like I've always been a car door locker. I've always had, same with the house. The doors are always locked. But my clicker on my car, there's something up with it because the battery goes dead in like 2 weeks of putting a new battery in it.
That ain't right.
No, it's not. And there's no dealership anywhere close by. And that's what you have to do to get this thing corrected. So I'm just like every 2 weeks, I'm putting in a new battery so I can lock my car and start the car and all of that. And the other week, it was near dead. And I got out of the car and I'm trying to lock it and it's just not locking. I'm like, there's nothing in here. Like, I don't care. And I went into the store and then I came back out and nothing was stolen. But it really was an exercise in me, like, being okay with it. Knowing I had nothing in there, like, they're not going to probably steal the car itself. They just go for something in there, but there was nothing in there to take. So you want my McDonald's bag?
I had nothing in my car to take, and he's still in there rooting around.
Sure.
Just
yeah. I mean,
like
you probably
he's
get
got
like
money hidden somewhere.
Yeah. I don't even know what you'd find.
They had to have seen me run out of my car. Like, I wasn't gone any more than 2 minutes.
Yeah. And that's what they watch for. They're going for that because those are the ones that are going to be unlocked.
The funny thing is one of my friends, because she was walking out with me, because the first time I was by myself, then I walked out with her because I went back into the theater. And she's the big girl. She's like 5'11", 6 foot tall. And she's like running after him. Like, get back, Aaliyah. They could have a gun. Like,
not a good idea.
She's like, nobody's going to steal from my friend. And I'm like, well, I mean, there's nothing they could get.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was just so funny. It was not funny. It was just weird. Like, there's a guy in my car.
Yeah.
Are you looking for something?
How can I help? You say something. It's like if somebody's trying to attack you. I'm having a heart attack. And then they freak out. I'm like, what? I need to help you. It's Larry David did that in Curb Your Enthusiasm. It was great. And yeah, I mean, you just kind of got to go for the absurd, because if you can startle someone and not give them the response that they're preparing to get, that can very much disrupt a situation like that quickly.
I was surprisingly calm. That was the weird part, because I walked right up to him.
Yeah.
We are like, I could touch him. I was that close. And I'm like, can I help you? Is there something you're looking for? And I was so calm. And then he just took off running, and he was with another guy.
Yeah.
And so maybe that was what it was. It was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That lady don't give no shits.
Yeah.
We're calm about this.
And another thing, I always recommend lock your car no matter what, even if you have nothing in there. I just didn't because I wanted to go in and my battery was dead. And for whatever reason, the button doesn't work right. Or if you lock it from the inside, you still have to get out and then it unlocks itself. So it's just like it's not very intuitive in how it should work. But it's also one of those cars where when you park and you do lock it, the mirrors fold in.
Oh,
So you know it's locked then. But if you know that make and model of the vehicle, and that's what it does, and you're in a parking lot and you see that make and model of that vehicle out there in the lot and its mirrors are out, you know it's unlocked.
Oh.
Unless you change the setting on the car.
About that.
Yeah, so it's a pretty damn big giveaway on a lot of modern cars now. Like if you know that some do that, yeah. I have a Volvo. So if you're a Volvo driver, I have like the X whatever, I don't know. It's like the SUV-ish type minivan / SUV type thing, like XC90, I think. And it does that. So be aware if you're out there.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a big red flag of like, oh, this car, you don't have to go up and necessarily check the door if it just opens. I'm bad. It's a fairly common car around here. And I've been in store parking lots where I forget where I park, and I get out there and there's one like maybe in the same row or kind of close, and I've opened a door before and I'm like, oh shit, this isn't my car. And then you shut it really quick and you walk away and you're like, I hope nobody saw that. I didn't take anything, but like it looks a little weird, and you just feel guilty for hours after that. At least I do.
I looked like a criminal.
I know. Like I did it. It was an accident.
My fingerprints are on the inside of that car.
I know. Yeah. Then like you find out it's like involved in a murder, and then your fingerprints are on the side of the door.
What kind of car was it? Oh, crap.
Oh, oops. Like I swear to God, I had nothing to do with this.
The world of true crime never stops, and neither do we. Press subscribe now to get daily updates, in-depth analysis, and expert opinions from the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today.